So joining us right now is Whitney Browning, and Whitney Browning happens to be a local. And the reason I wanted to have her on the show today is because she's embarking on something really major. And if you're looking at her and you're like, I recognize her, you could recognize her from a litany of places. Graham High, she's a graduate of Graham High, graduate of Bluefield College. You played soccer for
Yes,
Bluefield
I
College.
sure did.
And if you happen to look in the local paper on a Sunday back in the day, you might see her face in the lifestyle column way back when. But now you are on a different journey.
Yes.
You are currently working with the International Pentecostal Holiness Church. You started as the PR communications person for them.
Yes.
And you're about to embark on something really big. So talk about what you're about to embark on.
Yes, so it's actually really exciting. Back in 2019, our team went on a trip to South Africa, and it was there where we decided that the Lord had really moved in that region, and we're now opening one of our international training bases there, and I'm actually joining part of that team to go work in South Africa.
Kind of describe what you'll be doing in South Africa.
Yeah. So the group that I work with, it's called The Awakening, and it's part of the International Pentecostal Holiness Church. But we really target equipping, discipling, and raising up and then sending out young leaders and young ministers. So the work that we're going to be doing in South Africa is just that. When we went in 2019, we saw so many young people who were so on fire for God and wanted to see what He had for their region and all over the world. But also, you could tell that they had it in them to want to be part of it. And so we're going into this region to begin working with these young people to disciple and equip and resource them as best we can. So for us, it will look like spending different times out of the month in different Southern African nations with their national leaders and their bishops, and spending time with their young people, doing discipleship weekends, doing schools of ministry and schools of missions, as well as having a local ministry center there in South Africa where we hope to work with young people and host them there on our base to disciple and equip them.
And to do all this, I'm sure that you are fundraising right now.
Yes.
So what would you say to folks at home to, if they find it on their heart to, want to donate to what you're doing, what would you say to encourage them, and, how can we contribute?
I often tell people there's three big things that we can do for the kingdom, more so in our hearts, but three big things in the realm of missions. When God sent us Jesus and then He ascended to heaven, He gave us the Great Commission. But I fully believe that we cannot do the Great Commission just solely on our own, that it takes the whole kingdom of God. And so we need prayers, we need senders, and we need goers. And so I feel like the Lord has sent me as a goer or as a missionary, but I also know that we have to have prayers. And so I need people supporting me, coming up underneath me and praying, but I also need people who are willing to say, I want to be part of this, whatever you're doing, I want to sow into it and give financially. And so right now I'm in a season of asking people to give monthly in order to raise my full budget to not only get me to the field, but also keep me there.
And, if somebody at home finds it on their heart to sow, we're going to post all of those links, your particular page in particular, because we do want to support one of our own. This is an incredible thing that you're going to do. And I just have to ask you, did you ever imagine yourself going to South Africa?
Yes and no. When I was little, I used to tell my parents that one day I was going to grow up and raise my family in a village somewhere with my own kids running around barefoot with the village kids. But that was just my view of missions. And then I assumed that maybe the Lord would have me end up in Latin America. But then when He calls, you can't say no. And so.
And, if somebody's watching you right now and maybe they have a similar calling to do what you're doing, what would you say to encourage them?
I would say that following the Lord is the most rewarding thing that you could ever do. It can be tough and it can be emotional, but there's no reward like it. It's the best.
Well, one thing is certain. Because I've watched you over the years. We've known each other, and I've watched you in media over the years, and I've watched what you've done for the Lord over the last few years. And I know that you love giving back to your home community, but also you love giving back to the community as a whole, not just on a local scale, but a national and international scale. So it's really exciting to see you do this. And we're certainly praying for you. I'm certainly praying for you.
Thank you.
And folks out there, if you find it on your heart to donate, I encourage you to go to our website, wvva.com, where we'll have all those links posted, where you can support one of our own, Whitney Browning. And again, I say that, you know, it's one thing to support people here locally, that's important, but also she's still representing the two Virginias, even when she's in South Africa.
Yeah.
And we want you to do well. And just thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.